We just got some chilling facts about Marathon and especially Bungie moving forward with Sony and how Sony is not quite happy and looking to kind of take things over, as well as potential release date for Marathon announced by one of the higher ups at Sony as well during a call. So if you want to know everything, make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video to understand all of those details. So during the Q1 2025 earnings call with Sony, the CFO Lin Tao addressed Marathon, and some of the stuff was kind of expected, but some of it's kind of like, oh man, things are really not going good over there. Saying that they still expect Bungie's game to launch within this fiscal year, meaning before March of 2026. Now, we covered this previously on the channel. Now, previously this was an assumption that we were able to make, and the previous earnings call still had Bungie's Marathon releasing towards the end of the fiscal year of 2025, which ends in March of 2026. Doesn't make sense, but it's finances. And quoted here saying within the call saying, first about Marathon, we have factored into the forecast, meaning they do plan to release it this year. That's corpo speak right there. And we expect the launch to happen within this fiscal year. But having said that, it is not committed. No official announcement has been given yet. And the thing is that, like, okay, so if you're planning to release Marathon at the end of this fiscal year, you're just pretty much setting this game up for failure because, well, we all know why. Because Grand Theft Auto 6 would be releasing about 2 months after the release of Marathon. And, you know, everyone just has GTA on the brain when it comes to 2026. Like, this is what the game industry is going to be next year. It's just going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. Continuing on saying, we are now fixing the problem, so we believe this launch will happen. And if this launch is canceled, we need to do a revision of the valuation. However, as of now, this is not expected. I mean, that's just kind of threatening, like, hey, we could cancel Marathon. Because from my time of putting into the week that it was available for us to play, I put about 40 hours into that week of play Marathon. I was enjoying myself, but there definitely were changes that needed to be made. And I think just giving it like an extra 6 months, essentially, I don't think is going to be enough time to drastically change Marathon into something I think everyone would want to be interested in playing. Now, there is an interest in playing Marathon, so that's what this team at Bungie has going for them, but it's going to take a lot of extra stuff to really kind of make it something that stands out, that really wants to grab people and get them to play and jump over from their live service game over to their live service game. That's a very tall ask. Now, I'm sure we'll see many people in the comments going like, yeah, cancel a game. It sucks. Down with AAA gaming. I'm like, no, dude, I want this game to succeed. I think it's a really cool premise. I enjoyed the base core gameplay experience of Marathon. It just needs a little bit extra to get that carrot at the end of the stick to make it more incentive to keep playing the game, right? But now we have some information about when we could expect to see some release date announcements happening, saying, we are now doing modifications in development, and based on the progress in the autumn timeframe, we believe we can communicate when we can launch Marathon, either from Bungie or PlayStation. Keep in mind the or PlayStation's part, because this next quote is kind of chilling if you're a Bungie fan, or you're really just if you work at Bungie as well, because they said this saying, however, we have gone through structural reform as we announced last year. So this independence is getting lighter, and Bungie is shifting into a role which is becoming more part of PlayStation Studios, and integration is proceeding. As in, yes, Bungie made a deal with the devil, and the devil looks like it's won, because they're losing their independence and becoming part of Sony's grandiose studios. And if we know anything about AAA publishers, they definitely like to do their fair share of cuts. And we're probably going to see a ton of layoffs happening to a lot of people in Bungie, on top of the layoffs that already happened a couple years ago. But this is the kind of deal that they made, because it was reported back in December of 2023. This was after a bunch of layoffs happened at Marathon and also over at Bungie, that basically they stated that if they don't make their targets, Sony's going to step in with their own executives and kind of replace the leadership over at Bungie. And well, Bungie has not really been doing that great, especially with Destiny 2, because you can look at the recent DLCs here on Steam, saying Lightfall was mostly negative on its reviews. Final Shape, well, actually was rather positive. It didn't really do gangbusters when it comes to sales. And also with the recent DLC of The Edge of Fate getting mixed reviews and even fewer reviews than the previous DLCs, things haven't been going great over there. So basically, if you're going to give an extra, essentially 6 months to Marathon, it's not looking too great, because just mentioning on their blog about when they were delaying the game, saying upping up the survival of the game, doubling down the Marathon universe, so actually telling a story within the game, and adding more social experiences, as in making it so you can play solos and duos, and adding in prox chat, which is finally, that was a thing. But like, I don't know if like these changes alone will really make Marathon something that will make people want to jump over to play their new live service game. And if Bungie doesn't hit their deadlines from hitting this release, and if they say to reevaluate, it's kind of basically saying, do we just straight up cancel this thing? Because if we can't release it now, will it ever really be something that will change into something that people will want to play? I mean, that's a big ask. And I mean, I was assuming at least a year's worth of development time was needed for Marathon to really structurally change the game into something I think would make people excited to jump in to play it. I think given an extra 6 months, you'll see some tweaks, some new additions, which will be nice. Maybe even a crafting system or something like that, or find some kind of new UI elements that really kind of make it so it's easier to find what you're looking for in the world. But for the most part, I mean, I think even with this delay, we're still going to pretty much get the same game that we played back in April of 2025. And so, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. But if I don't have high hopes for Marathon, I want to see it succeed, because I had fun. I could see the fun in Marathon. It just needs, again, like I said, that carrot at the end of the stick to really make it something that people want to engage with genuinely. But, we'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll definitely keep you updated with anything Marathon related here on the channel as well. So make sure you follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.